Hello, do you ever wonder if you are writing the right content for your website and the right type of content for your website? I want to walk through a really good example of content marketing in this video because over the 10 years that we've been doing digital marketing full time, almost every single website we audit or review does not have enough content on it and enough of the right types of content on it. Now I'm recording this from Bali and I've been lucky enough to be in this wonderful villa that I've been working out of, as well as doing a bit of R&R. And because we're spending a few weeks here, I've done a lot of research into what to do in Bali, where to go, and lots of things like this. And I want to highlight one site that keeps coming up in lots of different searches, and it is Finn's Beach Club. Now, if you've been to Bali before, you're probably aware of Finn's if you're in that kind of demographic. It is one of Bali's premier beach clubs up in Canggu. Now, the reason I want to talk through this example is they keep coming up in Google searches, and I want to show you why it's one of the best examples I've ever seen in terms of content marketing, particularly for a location-based business and a destination-based business. And whatever type of business you're in, you can apply the same concept to this. So this is Finn's Beach Club website. Now, I want to show you several searches that I've done as I have been researching Bali for the last few months and while I've been in Bali. Now, I have been looking for the best swimming beach in Bali as an example. So here's Bali's top 7 beaches for swimming with best stunning scenery. Atlas Beach Club comes out on ones, and so they're obviously trying to replicate what Finn's are doing. And here's Finn's Beach Club here that keeps coming up, so in the results here. Now here's another search I did. Now I'm doing this in an incognito window in Chrome, so in theory Google doesn't have my search history. And I've been jumping in and out of virtual private networks of VPN, so it shouldn't have a real big trace of my IP address. Here's another search I did for another location in northern Bali, and it's Amid Guide Bali, and again Finn's Beach Club comes up number 1 for me. And I was researching renting a scooter in Bali, and again if you look at this, you scroll down here, Finn's Beach Club comes number 2 for me. Now I'll do another one, Canggu Guide Bali, Finn's Beach Club comes up again. Seminyak Guide Bali, which is where I'm recording this from, you scroll down and Finn's Beach Club comes up again. So I want to just show you a few of these examples and why they are really good bits of content and how you should apply this to your business. So if you look at this best beaches for swimming in Bali, you can see this is a really good article. This is not a light, fluffy article that some intern put together that's got 500 words in it. This is a really in-depth article with lists and different locations, great imagery, links to other sites, and then lots of different areas and headings for different beaches. And that's the best swimming beaches. It's a really authoritative article because it talks about the dangers of swimming in Bali and the currents and things that happen all the time every season to people that aren't familiar with it. And trust me, it is not the most swimming friendly beaches because they are pretty horrendous currents out there and big splashing waves. So it's a really authoritative article. It is long. I don't know how many words that are in here, but it's good. And people are going to read it. It's the same with the guide to Amid, which is on the northeast coast. Now, again, you can see it's where is Amid. It's got the different areas of Amid, how to get to Amid. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. What to do there. It's got amazing imagery again. It's got links to other places. It mentions accommodation, places to stay, the ultimate Instagram snaps to do. Renting a scooter in Bali. This is another really good informative article. Now, just before you think of the question, you think, are all these articles relevant to someone who is going to visit a beach club? Now, you could argue that some of them are, some of them aren't, right? But if you're in the demographic, you're probably going to try and think about renting a scooter, whether you do or not. You might go traveling around Seminyak, Canggu, they're the most popular areas. But the other thing as well is there's a side effect of this is that Fins will get a lot of readers, and it will naturally throw other elements of its organic search engine optimization up in Google's favor, because people will spend a lot of time on the website. They'll read very informative articles, and I'm sure a percentage of people will go to the beach club. Now, if you know the beach clubs in Bali, there's a certain minimum spend for the nicer seats. Usually that could be as much as $200 or more. It might be $70. This is NZD. So when people go there, typically, people will spend quite a bit of coin. But you can see the thing I wanted for you to take out of this is that these are really informative articles. And then there's a couple of promos for the New Year's Eve. Now, that's only going to appeal to certain people, but they're promoting their own business here. Again, really authoritative article, and they don't just give you the rosy picture of Bali. They do say scooters are cheap, but they're bloody dangerous, so be careful, and they don't always recommend renting a scooter. I did rent a scooter for 34 days, but I have had a 1200cc bike before, but even then the traffic is very different here. Do you need scooter lessons? Is it a minimum age? Do you need an international driver's license? This isn't just like, yes, cool, rent a scooter. It's really cool when you see all the Instagrammers do it. This is a really authoritative article that answers all the questions that people have about renting a scooter in Bali. So there is a lot of thought has went into this article. Same in Canggu guide. If people are going to Canggu, there's a good chance they'll probably want to try and pop their head into a beach club. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but again, where is Canggu? It's got Fins on it here as well. So a little bit of a subtle plug. But again, it's not just about the business. There's very little about the business actually. Yeah, sure, there's a few images like this. But it's about the districts, there's the different areas. And this is one of the top areas for digital nomads as well in Bali, so it will be very popular reading for them, and I'm sure a lot of them do go to Fins. Now here's a Seminyak travel guide as well, Ultimate 2024 Guide to Seminyak Bali. So again, there's a lot of thought went into the title of this content, and although it says 2024 guide, they have smartly used a very generic URL, so they can change that to 2025 and no problem at all next year and update the content. Now the only thing I would have done personally is stick this in a subfolder like blog, so that you can then segment your visitors to your website, but that's just a little bit of a technical benefit. Again, how do I get to Seminyak? Best time to visit. Really authoritative article on what you need to be doing when you're writing content. What should I do when I arrive? What's the vibe of Seminyak? Is it family friendly? Is it safe? How to get around? Taxis, scooters, rent a car, rent a bicycle, walking. What's a typical day like? What should I wear? What are some of the best hotels and resorts? Really, really good informative guide. There's links to external sites as well. Now, there's obvious upsides to writing content like this, and there are some downsides as well. The upsides are you're going to get a lot of visitors to your website if you take the time to write content like this. Sure, ChatGPT, everyone says you can generate content with ChatGPT and the other AI writing tools, and you can, but you still need to understand the fundamentals of SEO and doing some research so you can guide these AI writing software in the right direction. But you need to structure your articles well, and it needs to be authoritative and a decent length as well, and answering the questions that people are asking. So what are the downsides of writing content like this? Now, the downsides, if you've got a website that has conversions on it, such as e-commerce or something, you may find that you bring a wider pool of people into your website, and only a certain percentage of those people are interested in the product you are selling. So if you think of, if I was, I'm not a big beach club person to be honest, but like I will go and see them and check them out, but I prefer going to more local restaurants and smaller places eating locally. And we are here for a longer period of time, luckily, so we are not going to be out partying every night. But if you are reading a guide to Seminyak, for example, you might not be interested in going up to Canggu Beach Club because there is a beach club in Seminyak and it can take a bit of a time to get to Canggu depending on when you go. If you are trying to rent a scooter, you might be somewhere else in Bali that's a lot further away from Finn's Beach Club in Canggu, and you hit the traffic, so you might not go to Finn's Beach Club. So that's the only kind of downside. But if you think of this as being a really authoritative site and growing awareness of this business, you need to apply the similar principles to your website and your content. Because remember what I said at the start of this video, most websites do not have enough content on them to rank well, and they are not structured correctly, they are not long enough, and they're not technically structured for SEO. We see this all the time in brand new websites, and it's just not using the right SEO elements for search engines and to guide them, and the content's not long enough, the articles are really thin, and then people say, why am I not ranking for this search term, or why am I not ranking on the first 5 pages of Google? It's because you need good content and you need to have a plan of attack for your content marketing. And you can see this is visible in all of Finn's Beach Club content. You know, I haven't even looked at the website, to be honest, apart from looking at the homepage, but it keeps cropping up in search results for things I search for in Bali. So it's one of the best examples I've seen for writing about content in a location, and it's going to attract people to come here. You can see this is a big complex. 3 pools, 2 swim up bars, 3 restaurants, live DJs, 7 kitchens, 10 bars. I haven't even been to Finn's Beach Club yet, but I'll probably check it out while we're here. But I probably won't spend a fortune there. But again, this isn't just a bar. This is like a destination that you can be there in the daytime and nighttime and special events. So you can see there's a lot of things that they can offer visitors to here. And you can see they've got some great content on there. They've got some great guides. So here's their guides: eat and drink, do, shop. They've got all sorts of guides here about Bali. So again, try and think how you can apply this great example to your business, and look at your website and say, are you really answering the questions that people have about your business and your sector? I know it's a difficult thing to do. It does take a lot of time, but you can see these end results here in these searches. They are just everywhere in search results for Bali. It's just really impressive. I'm just going back in all these tabs so you can see it. Number 1, number 2. This is not me, not logged in. So hopefully that's been of help on how you can think about content for your website. I want to congratulate Finn's Beach Club, Beach Bar, but Finn's Beach Club on their content marketing. It's some of the best examples I've seen for a destination, and think about how you can apply that to your business so that you can start to dominate search results like this, and you can bring more customers to your website and grow awareness of your website, and also improve your SEO. So I hope that's helped. This is one of the best examples I've seen, as I've said several times in this video. Think about how you can apply it to your website. Have a look for search terms that are similar to yours. See if you rank. You can find that out from Google Search Console, and we'll have a course for that at some point. But just look through your website and really have another look at it and say, do you have enough content and enough of the right type of content? Because it's not just as easy as throwing up a website there and you're going to rank well. It takes effort, it takes time, it takes links to your website. It's not just about having a pretty brochure online anymore.